Hey, welcome! Today, we're going to unlock English fluency with 5 simple but incredibly powerful rules. So, if you've ever felt stuck or frustrated, this is going to be your breakthrough. Let's dive right in.
You ever feel like that? Like you're putting in all this work, hours and hours, but you're just not seeing the results you want. You study, you memorize, but then when it's time to actually speak, the words just don't come out right. It's a really common feeling, and you know what? It's super frustrating.
But here's the good news, and I really want you to hear this. The problem isn't you. It has nothing to do with talent or how smart you are. It's all about the strategy. You just need a better framework, a new set of rules to play by, and that's exactly what we're going to cover today.
So, our first pillar is absorb everything. This is what I call the input rule, and it's the absolute foundation of everything else. The idea is simple, but it's profound. Before you can speak, you have to listen. A lot.
This slide gives us the perfect analogy. Just think of your brain as this high-performance language engine. It can't run on empty, right? It needs fuel. And for language, that fuel is input. All the English you hear, all the English you read, every podcast, every movie, it's all fuel for the engine. You literally cannot output what you haven't first put in.
And this shows you just how easy it can be. This isn't about sitting in some stuffy classroom. It's about immersion. Watch your favorite movies, listen to a podcast on your way to work. Hey, even change your phone's language. The goal is to create your own little English bubble, so hearing the language just becomes a normal part of your day. So the key takeaway? Fill your tank with input before you even think about hitting the gas.
And that leads us perfectly into pillar number 2. Consistency is king. This one is all about the rhythm of your learning. And it turns out that how often you study is way more important than for how long you study.
As you can see right here, so many of us try to do this. We cram a huge 5-hour study session into 1 day a week. That approach just doesn't work for our brains. Your brain learns best through habit and repetition. A short, focused burst every single day is so much more powerful for building a real, lasting skill.
And that brings us to the magic number, 15. Just 15 minutes a day. I know, it sounds almost too simple to be true, but it's backed by science. Daily practice builds and strengthens the neural pathways in your brain. It's kind of like walking the same path in a forest every day until it becomes a clear trail. One long hike once a week just won't cut it. So the big idea is simple. A little bit, often, is so much better than a lot once in a while.
All right, Pillar 3 is a huge mindset shift for a lot of people. It's called connection, not correction. This is where we stop obsessing over perfect grammar and start focusing on what actually matters, communication.
Just let that quote sink in for a moment. This is your new definition of success. Want to know a little secret? Native English speakers, we make grammar mistakes all the time. We use incomplete sentences, we end sentences with prepositions, and it's totally fine. The point isn't to be perfect, it's to be understood.
When you get hung up on all the tiny grammar rules before you even open your mouth, you create fear. And that fear, it just paralyzes you. But when you just focus on getting your message across, you build confidence with every single conversation. Remember, language is a tool for connection, not some academic test. Your takeaway? Prioritize being understood over being 100% correct.
Okay, now for a very practical, very powerful technique. Pillar 4 is the shadowing secret. This isn't about theory, this is a physical exercise that's going to help you improve your pronunciation, your rhythm, and your flow, and just make you sound way more natural.
Here's how it works. It's really simple. First, you listen to a short phrase from a native speaker. Then you pause it. Then you repeat it out loud, but you try to copy everything. Not just the words, but their speed, their rhythm, their emotion. You're literally training the muscles in your mouth to make English sounds the right way. It's like vocal weightlifting. The key lesson here, fluency is physical. You got to train your mouth just like an athlete trains their body.
And that brings us to our final and maybe the most important pillar of them all, the power of mistakes. This one is all about changing your entire relationship with errors, turning them from something you're ashamed of into your greatest strength. This is such a crucial truth. The fear of saying something wrong, of sounding silly. That's the thing that holds most people back. It stops you from practicing, it stops you from speaking up, from taking risks. And you know what? Without practice, there is no progress.
So, let's just completely reframe this. From this moment on, mistakes are not failures. They're just data. They're proof that you're trying, that you're pushing your limits. Think of it like a game. Every mistake is a point you score for effort. If you go a whole day without making a single mistake, you're just not playing hard enough. Your new goal is to embrace errors as the engine of your growth.
So, the one big idea that ties all 5 of these pillars together is this. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to be fearless. Fearless in absorbing the language, fearless in practicing every day, fearless in connecting with other people, and most importantly, fearless in making the mistakes that are going to pave your road to fluency.
And with that, your next lesson starts right now. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Don't ask what you're going to learn first. Ask yourself this: what amazing, progress-filled mistake are you going to make first?